What's going on? My name is Chris Young. Thank you so much for checking out this video. And you're probably here because you either own a business and you want to get more clients. You run something in the world of internet marketing and you want to learn how to help other people get more business, and maybe you can make a living as well. Or you're the third type of person who typically watches this video, which is somebody who's looking for a business method or a way to make a side income. And I want to let you know that me being as busy as I am, at the time of making this, I'm a law school student and a business owner. And because of the methods in RankDaddy, I am actually able to build my business while I'm swamped with work. Swamped with homework, I should say. So I want to let you know that Prospecting Method 1 plus the bonus in the same video, that's already published. Prospecting Method number 2, you're going to catch here on this video. And if you stay tuned for the end of this, you're going to get a free bonus tip, something I haven't really shared in a lot of the trainings that I've done. And then Prospecting Method number 3, that's coming soon. But before we get started into the actual prospecting method, I want to educate you on something and make sure that you're really on board with how powerful these simple strategies can truly be. So Google is very open about what they want in finding somebody to put at the top of Google for search results when somebody's searching a specific key term. So I want you to know that they're looking for somebody to provide high quality content for your visitors to read, especially on your homepage. And then they continue to identify this is the single most important thing to do. So when you look for anything, okay, what's the, let me adjust this a moment. You'll search for anything. Let's say Lindsay Sterling, okay? When you search for her, or anything for that matter, what is the number one thing that comes up? Typically is, well, it's not the number one thing, but it always shows up, and that's Wikipedia. Well, my question is why? It's a simple answer. They are establishing themselves as the single most dominant authority on this type of subject. So if we're talking about an individual, you could be searching for elephants, you could be searching for Mike Tyson. Wikipedia shows up everywhere because of all this content. So you want to make sure that it's unique, it's highly authoritative, and when you're looking in comparison, okay, this is an educational institution. They're very light on content on their homepage. But if you look at a website that's for a certain specific industry, like Tree Care and Warren MI, why are they showing up at the top? Well, I'll show you why. If you look at their homepage, they have identified themselves as the authority on this subject matter. They have a lot of content that is specific. It's edifying. It's unique. Because it's authoritative, they are acting as if they are the authority. So Google acknowledges and says, yes, you are the authority. And that's why they are first. So the takeaway to this is that content is key. All right. No matter what it is, it's the king of all methods of SEO. And if you don't have enough content, you might want to change that. So gave a little bonus tip right there. But what I want to share with you is the idea of a press release. Now, being a communication studies major from undergrad, writing a press release is really straightforward once you understand the mechanics. So you just write a short, catchy headline, boom, catch the reader's attention, right? And then they're going to start going down this rabbit hole of information that you're delivering. It's just like anybody who's picking up a newspaper or checking out a popular news website, all right? It's going to be a press release that they're going to catch up on and say, hey, this makes a lot of sense. This is going to apply to our readers, so we're going to publish it. And in order to make sure that they want this kind of material, you're going to write a short, catchy headline, and you're going to make sure that in the first couple sentences, if not the very first sentence, you're going to identify who, what, when, where, why, and how, okay? Standard journalistic questions, but it's material that you can answer as long as you know what questions to answer right away. But you have to make sure and get to the point. Be sure to summarize your subject all in the first paragraph. And then if you have one or two more paragraphs, you can explain why this matters to your audience and what is there to gain as well from participating or showing up or somehow acting on the material that you send out there. Always make sure you have a call to action. That's a bonus number 2 for here. So you want to make sure that you're having a SEO specific press release. And here's what I'm talking about. So this company, they send out press releases. They send it out to the different news entities, but they're talking about lowering their price and all these other factors. But I can't honestly say in my research that I found them to be as SEO specific as some of the resources that we're going to deliver to you in RankDaddy. So with this company, they've simplified and linearized, okay? They've really made it a straight line and literally a couple steps that are very easy to do if you are strapped for cash or if you want to outsource some of these works. They have given you options on how to do all of that. So definitely take a look at this possibility, because if you utilize the press release that we point you to, the provider anyway, you can help somebody. This is an example from the first prospecting method video that I published. So we're looking at dentists in Miami. So this could be a very competitive space based on the population, based on the industry that we're looking at. But think about this. You have a family dentist right here. All right. They're picked up by the search results in Miami, Florida, but they're on page 14. So how are you going to deliver some quality to them? How are you going to communicate to them that you know what it takes to get them to the top of Google? And remember, no business owner cares. They absolutely do not care where they are ranked in Google. They want the results that everybody's talking about from being at the top of Google. So the way that you get to the top of Google, you have to start with one step. And here in our system, it's a press release. So you go up to, where were we? You go up to Boelfel's Dentist and say, hey, Cooper City Dentist or Boelfel Dental, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to get you on a trial. Okay? It's 100% money back guarantee if I can't move you up in the rankings. But if I can move you up in the rankings and I can show you results that I can get you results of moving you up in the ranking and get you closer to your phone ringing and people finding you for services, let's sit down and have a conversation. Boom. You want to set the appointment or the expectations that an appointment is coming so you can sit down and have the undivided attention of the business owner, close them on some services. So the way that you're going to do that is you're going to collect the money, you're going to send out the press release, and you're going to set an appointment with the business owner before you leave the office that you're going to get this done right away. You're going to get it started anyway. And you want to see him in 3 weeks. And then when the results start coming in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, you want to go in ahead of schedule and show them, hey, I couldn't wait until our meeting because I wanted to show you how exciting this is. I was able to move you X amount of spots. So if you want to continue moving up the ranks, let's sit down and have a conversation right away, or let's make sure that we're solidifying that schedule. If you don't want to move the appointment, that's entirely up to you. But make sure that you've solidified them and you've got that buy-in, that they see that you know what you're talking about and that you can deliver. So then when you go into the appointment, they're looking up to you. They're already identifying you as the authority and the person who has already delivered results. And if you've delivered on what you said you could do here, you can probably deliver on what other things you were going to comment about as well in that meeting. At which point you said, hey, let's get together and do some business. So that's my video here. That's the prospecting method that I have, and that's how you solidify that appointment. Utilize our system that we have, make sure that you've got the buy-in, and then secure the buy-in before the next meeting by showing results in advance of that meeting and saying, hey, this is the result of it. I'm showing that I'm not a chump. I know what I'm doing, and I can get you the rest of the way. Let's sit down and figure out how we're going to make that happen. So if you stayed to this point in the video, let me give you that bonus tip, okay? So we're talking about the methods here, and we're talking about making an SEO-specific press release and getting results in advance. Well, the nice thing is you could end up in a position where you start expanding the marketplace, you start dominating the marketplace, and now this dentist or whoever service provider you have, the business owner feels overwhelmed and they're like, you know what, I got to start turning business away. I don't have the staff or capacity to handle this. Here's a little tip for you. You can still have them get a little piece of the action, and here's how you do it. What you can do is communicate with them that you want to build a network of dentists. Okay, so instead of competing with other dentists, you want to start partnering with them, and you want to start referring them business. And you think, well, let's keep on the dentist example. Why would a dentist want to give away business? I'm glad you asked. Because the truth of the matter is, do you want to have 100% of your income coming from your own efforts, or do you want a little piece of the action from other people who are working? It's called leverage. So And it's a very legal thing. It's not a bad thing to think about. It's not a bad thing to discuss, because people who own businesses, name a large corporation, they're buying your time as an employee. So doesn't it make sense that other business owners will want to buy other people's time as well? In the case of the dentist, if you have a lot of people coming in and you want to start referring them out, let's say the dentist has booked for 2 months solid, and he already knows he's going to have more business coming in, or people who are already spilling over into the 3rd month. He's like, I can't handle this business. I can't get to them the way that they want. People have actually started canceling or saying, you know what, I'm going to go somewhere else just because I can't schedule appointments with them. Give them the option to build a network. Have them start referring business to other dentists. And then when those dentists close that business and work on the patient, they're going to send a thank you fee to the original dentist who has referred out that business. As a result, you become the #1 most valuable person in the room. When you're sitting down having a meeting with either one of those people or all 3 or more in that network, you have become the single most important influence on their business, because you're filling their calendar up. You're putting money in their pockets and you're keeping them busy so that they can do what they love to do, which is to help other people have a brighter smile. Bling. So think about building a network, reducing the competition, and sending out business so that A, the dentist is getting a little piece of the action, B, you're increasing your value and showing that you can deliver and they want to hold on to you. And third, because you're reducing the competition by taking some dentists out of the market per se. I mean, you're sending them so much business, they're like, I don't need a market. I got this. You're helping the primary customer that you have to have an open market so they can go to the top in more than just one city. And instead of just competing in the marketplace and only having, let's go back here, instead of only having the #1 spot or #1 here, what about painting the entire first page of Google, having more sites here, having another page on the website here, having a Facebook here, like this person's Facebook group. Their Facebook page is listed on the first page of Google. You think they aren't getting phone calls because of that? They might. So you're opening up the marketplace so that you can give your #1 client the most attention and the most bang for the buck. I hope you found this incredibly informative. My name is Chris Young, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We look forward to having you in Rank Daddy, and we'll talk to you soon.